Hello, we're going to move right ahead with this train project. So far we've modeled all the parts, we've changed those bodies into components, we've changed the appearance, we've assembled it all together, and we did that in a way where there is some motion that's going on. Oh, don't do that. Oh man, I might have to go back and lock that in. Uh, but the next step is to start creating our working drawings from these components. So, a couple of the big picture things when you're making the drawing is how to do it and then what to choose as your front face. If you remember back to the green linking cube that we made in class, uh, there was four sides that were essentially the same, and then you had a top and a bottom that were different. Um, we're going to have to choose the face that shows the most features and use that as our front face. So I'm going to first show you how to do it, and it's a series of steps. So let's start with something simple, maybe like a linkage arm. If I click it here, it should highlight over here, and this lets me know. Actually, the linkage arm might not be the greatest one to start with. So let's choose the smokestack. You can see it highlights over here. I'm going to right click on here and say create drawing. And here's where you have to make sure your sheet is right. So the contents, we don't want the full assembly. We want the selected assembly for this one. Yeah. And we're going to create a new drawing. It's going to be in inches, a sheet size B. Let's make it a sheet size A and do the landscape type look, which I think is this second one. And what do we have going on here? Are we still waiting? Oh, there it goes. All right, so it is the landscape kind of look. It looks a little small over here, so I'm going to change the scale to maybe a 0.75, see what that does. Maybe if you type it in the right way, it'll make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so, and then, maybe go all the way to 1 to 1. All right, we'll work with 1 to 1. Remember, you place the base view, which is going to be your front view. Now, just because it says front here, it doesn't mean that it's the best view to use as your front view. And then you click on project. We're going to click here and just come straight up, straight over for the nice isometric. And do we really need this one? Not in this case, because these two views are the same. It's cylindrical. So I'm just going to say OK, and I've got 3 views for this one. Front, top, isometric. That gives us the opportunity to make this isometric really kind of large. So I'm going to go as high as 2.5 to 1 and just the visible edges and close that. So let's go ahead and drag this where we want it to go. Throw in a little label. Remember the labeling business? You want to turn center justification, caps lock on, isometric view. Close that. We can maybe just drag the name of this view where we want it to go. There we go. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Isometric view, we're going to name these other 2 views. This one, should we leave the hidden lines? I think we should, so that you know that this counterbore hole, what it looks like on the inside. I think that's fairly important. And I'm interested to see if when we click on this, if it's going to come out as a whole note or something else. But let's go ahead and name these 2 views. So here we go. You're probably saying, what's the name that goes in here? It's the front view. Okay, and here's the top view. Not the toe view, top view. And that's great. This one is center justified, so I think we just need to move it over a little bit. Okay. Front view, top view. Grab the dot, slide it over. get it to look as good as you can. In this front view, we're going to do basically all the heights. So let's go ahead and throw in some dimensions for all of our heights. Wow, that is strange. Why doesn't it just want to go from the bottom to the top? Okay. 1.75 from here to here is 1.5, and from here to here is 0.25. So those are your heights. I think those are the only heights you really need, because I'm hoping that we're going to be able to pull a hole node out for this big counter bore hole, and it's going to give us all the information in one shot. But let's throw on, we know that this is the widest diameter, so try to get our leader lines to come out at 45-degree angles. So there's one. This edge right here is the next one in, and that's the next one that we need. So let's click there and start stacking them. And here's where, cross your fingers, we're going to try to get a hole node. So looking up here, geometry dimensions, we want a hole node. Where can we find that at? Under text, hole and thread note. So we're going to select the hole here and come out, and hey, there you go. Wow. I'm thinking 2 years ago, using Fusion 360, you were unable to do this. And so sometime between then and now, our friends over at Autodesk came in and they fixed that. So that's great. So happy they did that. We're going to go ahead and edit right here. This shouldn't be called Train 4. Let's delete that, and we'll call this the Smokestack. Or the Smokestack. No, how about the Smokestack? And that'll be more informative for us. So the train, the Smokestack, approved. It even says my name down here. Woo! So it looks pretty good. We're going to go ahead and do that for all of the components. I'll probably make 1 or 2 more videos on some of the tougher ones, and maybe kind of help you focus in on what is the best face to choose for a front face. Okay, thank you.